All right, folks, Steve Harris with Low Class Media. We're out here at Knesek Ranch, Knesek. Not really sure, still don't know how to say it. It's hot, it's dusty, but we're still racing, folks. Let's get into it. That's right, guys, out here at Knesek Ranch, it's hotter than the devil's ding dong. Did a little practice already. The super dry Texas weather has done us no favors at all. We were really hoping for at least a light rain. Ground is super hard and cracked up. Makes for a lot of sketchy high-speed sections, but hey, we're gonna get out there and make the most of it. Let's check out some of these races in the lower classes, and then we're gonna get out there and get to it. How we feeling, bro? How we feeling?
Good, feeling good. Trying to survive.
Yeah. What did you think of the course after practice?
I really liked it. The layout was super good, but really slick.
Yeah.
Super choppy and dry, but yeah, really liked it.
Oh, great. Well, let me ask you this, dude. Are you gonna finish the whole race, or are you just gonna give up in the middle, dude?
Oh, no, dude. Can't whip out. Might not do well, but can't pull off.
That's right. That's right. All right, dude. Well, good luck, bro.
I appreciate it.
Let's go, Bobby! Woo! You got it, Bobby. Keep pushing, bro. Keep pushing. Yep, I'm with Eric on this one. It's gonna be one of those wars of attrition for sure. But the one thing you cannot do is give up, folks. You gotta push to the finish line, folks. Let's go, Gilbert! Come on, bro! You got it! All right, folks, we're here with Nathan Krasinski. He's riding pro, number 21 on the Sherco?
Yeah, Sherco 300.
Oh, there you go. What do you think about the trail?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough day. So traction's limited, and you're just going to have to make the most out of what you can, open up turns, and just try to carry speed.
What do you think about the heat? How do you think that's going to play a role today?
Certainly, those who didn't hydrate properly are going to be affected today. So just making sure, you got to start early. So as long as you make sure you're hydrated and come in and stay hydrated, it's going to be tricky. Hopefully there's some people out there dumping water on us because it's just going to be hot towards our later race.
Absolutely. Any tips for the beginner racers out there?
Try to open up your turns and not be too aggressive on the throttle. Keep the tire tracking.
So, well, hey, I appreciate it, bro.
Yep. Have a good
luck.
Thank you.
All right, thanks to Nathan for the interview. And that's actually something I really been thinking a lot about. Something Riley told me about long ago was really opening up your turns, especially out here. It makes a huge difference because it's so slick and dusty, and it's really easy to lose traction. Sometimes I feel like just rolling through a turn at a much higher gear and being real careful on the throttle is almost better than trying to just drive in there, slam on the brakes, kill all your momentum, pivot the bike, haul ass out on the throttle. Not only is that a much more tiring way to ride, but I really don't think it's going to be rewarded out here hardly at all. So it's going to be really, really careful out there.
out, coming out of turn 1. Just couldn't figure out the best way out of that turn. Alright, trying to... Oh my goodness, where am I going? Trying to make something of it. Here we go. It's opening up. I know it's straightening out. Let's go. Oh, watch out for that bush. All right. We're in the race. This right here, man. I mean, I know it doesn't look too bad, but it was just dusty enough to be sketchy. Especially just being traumatized by all the cracks in the ground. Didn't quite know. Oh my goodness. Didn't quite know what might be through that, you know, on the ground through that dust. The ground was so cracked up. I'm not sure who's right in front of me, but Harper is right in front of him. Harper had a good race despite the conditions. Ended up top 10, I think. Just making our way through here. Already getting past. You know it's a bad sign. This video is going to be pretty boring, folks. There's a couple highlights, a nice little crash on lap 4. But largely, I tell you what, man, I did not have it this race. I mean, and golly, this is not too bad, but you know, when it comes to this dust, like, look at this. I mean, you can't see nothing. I'm literally just trying to continue to move forward. But I'm just, again, I'm still not at the point where I'm willing to just charge through that dust without knowing what's under there. And I know this spot's kind of sketchy here too. It's all jacked up. But yeah, I think the real story of this race for me, and I'll talk about it later after the race, is just my conditioning. I spent probably a good majority of the summer either sick or on vacation, or cowering inside, trying not to go out into the heat, and I paid for it. I think, you know, right before the summer break, I was peaking from like a physical conditioning standpoint. I was feeling really great. Had really got things figured out in terms of my conditioning, but man, I just kind of laid up all summer, stayed inside in the AC, and then out of nowhere I got sick, and I was sick for like a month and a half, and then I went right on vacation after that. Ended up getting sick on vacation again. It was really crazy. Never been that sick in my life, but everything turned out fine, and I'm healthy again. But I mean, I probably only rode maybe 4 times, you know, 4 or 5 times the whole summer. Yeah, we're into the first lap here. You can see Harper. I mean, Harper had a stall, I guess, or something, and I caught right back up to him. But I mean, he's gone. I mean, my pace is slow from the get-go. I was not feeling it, but cut through some of the woods, saw this guy here, and I was like, well, at least I'm riding with somebody. So we'll try to just keep pushing forward. But yeah, man, even in lap 1, I was very quickly getting winded. You know, I was dropped. My energy just dropped off a cliff. I also didn't feel sort of the greatest on the day. Didn't sleep very well. A bunch of things going on. I hydrated well. You know, I ate well, but for some reason I couldn't put it together from an energy standpoint. But even at this point, I'm moving at an okay pace, you know, for what I'm capable of. But there's people piled up behind me. If you look right here. It's like, I turned around, I saw like 3 people. I was like, good God, I'm a roadblock right now. Coming up here on the old sandy section, that'll be relevant later. Small section. I mean, it's really not that bad, but you know, when you're tired and you don't have the skill, it's kind of rutted up. It's sort of weird. It's real soft, but there's also some pretty gnarly ruts in there. It was always a struggle for me to get through there. And then of course you got these puffs of dust that are just hanging in the air and makes it harder. And I'm actually kind of feeling good about that because I can see the dust moving, and I'm like, well, there's someone in front of me. I'm chasing somebody, so at least I'm not just getting completely destroyed. And then all those bikes that were behind me, I actually peeked over my shoulder there, and they were gone. So I was like, man, I don't know if they had a crash or what, but I was able to kind of gap the people behind me. It's not going to last for long, but at least at this point, I was like, well, I'm not too far behind. And then Harper crashed. Old boy in front of him got tangled up. I was able to take two. I'll take that. I'll take that for sure. And then just kind of continuing on to complete the first lap here through the creeks and whatnot. I was really focusing on something I'm not good at, which is, going through those creek bottoms and driving up and over the top. Instead of just trying to like arrive at the top, I'm trying to like drive past the top, trying to keep the throttle on all the way through. This thing, this was much of a roll in as it was a fall in. Not too bad though. Honestly, for what I remember, I'm moving okay here, but it don't last long. Alright, back out into the open stuff. Pretty much just came to a complete stop right outside the woods. That's the best way to get out in the open is, get out there, see what's there, and then go. This turn right here is always kind of funny because it looks like it's going to go way right, and then you look up and it's going straight. Couldn't really see what the ribbon was. I guess it was down on the first lap, so this is where I learned that you don't have to stop and make that sharp right. Alright. I'm not moving fast, okay, but I'll have to say I am sort of surprised to see the speed I was still maintaining at this point, because it was not long until I was feeling like garbage. Looks like I still care at this point. Just kind of a mess of ribbons there. Look at this, look at this. Come on, dude. Where are you going? I try to race this dude. He pitches me. Kind of. Oh, no, I guess not. Okay. Little battle. I forgot about that. Am I going to stay in front of him? No way. Okay. Nice little duel to get back in the woods. Now I finally got some clear track, going way faster through this than even I did on the first lap. Heard a guy behind me, swang wide. Already getting passed on lap 2. I guess these are the 250B guys, so they start right behind us. It's kind of tough, man, knowing who the 250B guys. I mean, I was inclined to pretty much let anybody by, but yeah, I just let this guy go. This is the guy that I was battling with earlier, but I mean, he had the pace. I mean, listen to me. I'm just going slow. At this point, I was just like, I got nothing, dude. I got nothing. This ground was beating me up. I had nothing for anybody on this course. But yeah, no, the 250B guys start coming through, and it's really hard to know who's who. I always made sure I caught some air off that. That's the only thing I was excited about. And there was one 250B guy. I think I held him up for just maybe like 20 seconds or so. I didn't feel too good about that, but I rode with earplugs. You can still hear everybody, actually, but it is a little bit harder to hear people yelling, but you can definitely hear the bikes. And I think I probably held it off a little bit. But here, I'm just letting everybody go by. I think that was actually William Hank right there. He's in that guy's in my class. The little diagonal line across the creek was not faster for me. Yeah, but at this point, lap 2, this is all about how many people are going to pass Steve. Old Ryan Lawman just cutting through the woods, making me look dumb. Here's another one. That's old Matt Sobek. That's a familiar sight to me. Getting wrecked by a guy on a 150, you know. Here's number 4 Hundo. This is the guy I started right next to on the start line. He was right to my left. I told him at the beginning of the race, I was like, you're gonna let me go, and then you're gonna go, right? I guess he did, but he caught me, and he got me. This downhill section, I was experimenting with it a little more and more, trying to go a little faster. Let's see, who's this? Oh, there's Harper. Harper caught me and got me. Gotta hand it to him, man. I mean, just getting through there, I've got nothing in terms of speed compared to him. I am just fully gassed already. I think I didn't show it, but I think this guy stalled or something, and I got back around him. I might have not showed it. Here he is again. Oh my goodness. Yeah. We were going back and forth. It was the tortoise and the hare for sure. Oh, there's Harper, but he got it started. I saw him and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get him. But he got it started, and then he was able to get out of there. Lucky. He's crushing me though. I mean, I look like a dead fish. Who's this? Oh, there he goes again. What a race. Yeah, I'm here again. I don't know. I guess he stalled again or something, but we caught him again. This is a wild lap for me and this guy. I'm not sure who this is. I wish I knew who this was. Yeah, this right here, you really couldn't belly up to it, man. You just had to go up and just fall, and your bike would kind of do the rest. Just roll it out and just land. I can't imagine what that looked like in the D race. Back with my old peeps. All right, lap 3, I guess. I think so. Yeah, getting smoked. Let's see what happens here. This guy's in my class. Not sure who that is. I'm butthurt though. Like I said, I was pretty much inclined to let anybody by. There goes your first pro here, so if that gives you any indication about how fast you should be going. But yeah, I was inclined to let pretty much anybody go by. But I tell you what, when they went by and I saw that blue dot on the back of their helmet, I was like, ugh. This was kind of scary because I could hear this pro come up behind me, and he was coming to the inside, and I was like, this off-camber turn I gotta get out of the way.
Damn it.
Little rage throttle there. I was sick and tired of being on that choppy stuff. I just twisted the throttle to get out of there. You know, it's kind of strange too because I'm going slow over that choppy stuff, and I think going over that choppy stuff, my brain is telling me you're gonna crash because my tires are not connected to the ground. But realistically, especially on the straight stuff, you can really just go for it. You know, I don't think you really got to worry too much. And even on the turns too, nice little pass there by the pro. Even on the turns too, I think you just commit to the proper technique. You don't got to worry too much. But yeah, I was just, man, I think my brain just, you know, it's saying you're sketched out when in reality, get out of the way. But in reality, you kind of just go for it. I was actually talking to John Gentry through Instagram Messenger, and he was just talking about how, you know, you really have to stay on the throttle over that stuff to keep the chassis planted. And you start rolling off, and the bike gets all skittish and jumps around. I was kind of bummed too because my hard pack chop setup is something I've worked really hard on, and I really got it dialed in. But man, this place was just unprecedented in the chop. So I don't think I quite had a good setting figured out for what we were experiencing. That was the smoothest part of the track right there. All right, folks, lap 4, final lap. Got nothing. Oh, listen to the enthusiasm with which I am riding right now. He's got one hand on the bars. I'm just doing whatever I can to survive. All right, here comes probably the best highlight of the whole race. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait. Wait. Oh, wait for it. It's almost here. Oh. Oh man. I was a legit face plant. I mean, when I tell you my chest protector made its money that day for sure. I mean, I just straight up, I did what I could to get my hands down, but straight up face plant. That battle cry I let out, that was a mixture of ow and no, and it came out, no! It was brutal, folks. That's why we go race. That's what we're there for. Alright, so here's William Hank. I actually didn't even realize it was him in the race. But this was the rival of my good friend Kyle, who's out with a torn ACL. He's actually a lot better. He's walking, he's good. He's actually ready to get back to riding. But I promised him, if I'm going to beat anybody, I'm going to beat William Hank, because he went straight from D to Open B. And, I mean, he's doing great. And I'm butthurt because I've been doing this for about 4 seasons now. And here comes the Open D rider, and now he's already basically beating me, and I'm butthurt. But I told myself I just got to beat William Hank. And so when he got by me, I mean, you can see see, I'm trying to stick with it. This is all I have. This is all I have. But I hear, I got some of the pros passing us, and I'm thinking, if I can just keep my momentum, maybe he'll lose a little extra time, not getting a clean pass from the lap traffic, or the lapping traffic. Here, I gave it about, extra juice, trying to get down that downhill a little faster than I did in the whole race. That was probably the fastest I hit that. Just trying to find little areas to make a little bit of time. Just trying to keep them in sight. We come up here, I think it's a pro or maybe an A guy went by, and I think William just took a little too long, or I'm not sure, but he's a lot closer now, and I'm just thinking, I gotta just get even closer. I gotta try to get this pass. And at this point, I knew it was gonna happen. But then we go up, and he pulls over and lets me by, and I'm like, look, you didn't have to do that, but I'll take it. But now I'm thinking I just got to ride as clean as possible. No mistakes, no mistakes, no mistakes. Get up to the sand spot, the sand part, and I pretty much hit it as clean as I hit it the whole race. I knew my line. This is going to sound so dumb, but I've been studying this section the whole race and trying to find what was sort of what I thought to be the least energy expending line, and hit it perfect. That was probably the most conscious I hit that section the whole race. Maybe it wasn't the fastest, but it certainly was. I was the most aware of what was there. And then there was a little cut through up here that I was missing every time if I don't run off the trail first. I thought it was actually right there, but I'd been seeing it, and here it is right here. Cut down the middle, and cut down the middle. I've been missing both of those the whole race. I finally hit it, so I'm putting it all together, albeit at a slower pace, but consistent. Just trying to be clean. I looked back, I didn't see him, so I figured I was mostly okay. But still had some lappers coming through, so I just wanted to make sure I let those guys clean, go through clean, so I didn't waste any extra time. Once I got to this log, I kind of told myself, the rest of the trail is pretty mild. I could probably get it from here to the creek. And it's funny because I'm always racing against William Hank at the end of the race too. It's always on these races where it's this race of attrition. I'm always fighting with him, just trying not to lose. And he's there, just steady Eddie. But we defended, made it through. Ended up 13th out of 20, I think, or something like that. Tough race, folks. Tough race. Alright, guys. We are on our way home. Man, that was tough. I am destroyed. I haven't worked that hard in a while. I only rode about maybe 4 times over the summer for like a month, and I didn't get to work out or anything, and I felt that race, man. That hurt me. That race hurt me. That trail, good Lord. That was tough, man. That trail was so beat up. This dry weather has not been kind to the soil. I actually did like the layout. I just wish it was, a good bit smoother. But that pace that you ride back to the truck at after the race is over? Yeah, that was pretty much my pace on the 4th lap. It wasn't even a trail ride. It was just putting along. But I finished. I'll hang my hat on that. And
excited to be back out there racing. I really like the next track, so I'm excited about the next one. If you finished today's race, good job. We'll see you guys at the next one. Peace.